Disturbing new kind of politically motivated personal attack now. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says he was separated from his children, his two young kids, after somebody called Child Protective Services on his family to make an anonymous report that turned out to be false. John Allen is reporting on this one. Buttigieg compared it to, swatting, John. People know that when you call the cops on somebody's house just to give them a hard time, basically, that this was almost the equivalent of that, but through CPS, through Child Protective Services. And Buttigieg laid out in detail in a post how he was separated from his kids, how they had to be interviewed, how he had to be interviewed. And he calls it basically this new and very disturbing kind of attack.
Yeah, he wrote about how terrifying this was for him and, of course, for his 4-year-old children. Basically, to your point, swatting, as folks know, somebody calls the police on you with a false report. In this case, Child Protective Services were called with an anonymous report. As it turned out, according to Buttigieg, the claim was that a woman in Alabama had said that Buttigieg had said to her that he had done violent things. He had never been to the town in Alabama that this came from. The police concluded that this was completely fabricated. He wasn't being prosecuted, but he talks about the terror of child services and the police coming to his house and telling him he cannot talk to his own children, cannot stay with his own children, has to find a place to stay for the night or a place for them to stay for the night so then they can be interrogated effectively by protective services, which, is a great protection for children who are actually being abused. But in this case, as Buttigieg said, that the police were able to conclude pretty quickly that this was a politically motivated attack. And so what he's saying is that this has gone, jumped from that realm of a very dangerous thing of calling the police and saying that there's a hostage situation or something like that to a different realm of protective services. And, I think it's worth mentioning that that it really plays on some of the tropes. He and his husband obviously are gay, and that there have been, tropes about gay couples for a long time, but this touches on.
Well, the other piece of this too, Buttigieg is basically saying, hey, we can all agree kids should be off limits. We should all agree on this, that kids should be nowhere near any of this kind of thing when it comes to these false reports, which is, by the way, illegal, right? Calling in a false report like that. And Buttigieg makes clear he plans to prosecute to the fullest extent he possibly can if they can ever find out who called this in.
Yeah, it is absolutely illegal. And at the same time, these two 4-year-olds have to deal with this traumatic experience. He and his husband, Chasten, have to deal with this traumatic experience. So it can't be undone, even if it's prosecuted. And again, if they're able to figure out who the anonymous tipster was.
John Allen, thank you very much. Appreciate you bringing us that story.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.